Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need, what you need. We're broken, it's tragic, we're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic, believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? I hope I got the volume right this time. Can you hear me okay? Everyone? How you going, Dealey? Madam Medusa, Snow White, Eyes, how you going? Oh, got a cat there. Carl, how you going? Ruff, how you going? Who else have we got? Alex is in there, Faith is in there. How you guys going? Sorry, my cat. I believe we are really, really close to the precipice. And I'm going to go over some news and tell you why I think that. Okay, Ian Miles Chong said it would be preferable not to put any males in women's prisons, period. The Ministry of Justice says safety has to come first in our prisons. Transgender female offenders guilty of violent or sexual offences or who retain male genitalia will no longer be held in mainstream women's prisons without express ministerial permission. Thank you, Bella. You make it really difficult. Apparently, according to Ministry of Justice, trans women with violent offences will no longer be held in mainstream women's prisons. I believe anyone with a P should not be in a women's prison at all. If you need to make new prisons, I don't care what you do. Have a wing off the males and a wing off the females, but don't put them together. So things are sort of turning around a bit. Bella, Cat Turd said, this is how you lose an eye. Yeah, that's how you lose an eye. Bella, sit down. This is how you, oh my goodness, the kickback's going to kill her. Isn't this like the stock? It needs to be against your shoulder. And you don't put that, you look through it. Oh my goodness, even without this, there used to be a little V on the end of the, on the top or the bottom, and one little single thing. And you used to line those up to shoot. At least we did with BB guns when I was younger. And you don't stick. That kickback's gonna hurt. Anyway, let's continue. People need to learn how to hold, safety, and fire weapons, seriously. Snarkish Dano said elder friend of big guy's family goes and asks for their 10% kickback on monies funneled his way so that they can continue to pay for his son's lawyers. Also may be needed to buy critical votes by way of paying off student loans. What is Janet Yellen doing there? Isn't that her name? The US Treasury Secretary? Goodness me. Thank you, Faith. It hasn't even popped up yet, but I saw that. Thank you. What are they doing here? The Treasury. Okay. More money washing? Washington Rosales says, breaking news, Albo MP, which is our PM here, Prime Minister here in Australia, has invited this nutcase to visit Australia, a fully paid vaccination by the Australian taxpayers. Oh dear. Looks a bit like me sometimes. No, I'm kidding. Oh my goodness. Who did that? Sorry, but that's funny. But look, seriously. Ben Down said, nope, I didn't learn that BS. That's his idea of human connection. Yikes. Is Jill, with her educated doctorate, doctoring his speeches? It's all a C-grade movie. Benny Johnson said Joe Biden talking about how a nurse used to whisper in his ear and breathe on him. Is he trying to make the excuse that's why he does it? I don't know. I guess that's where he picked it up from. Now, listen, I can't even make sense, but maybe you can.
Named Pearl Nelson, military. She'd come in and do things that I don't think you learn in medical school, nursing school. She'd whisper in my ear. I couldn't understand her. She'd whisper, she'd lean down. She'd actually breathe on me to make sure that there was a connection, a human connection. She even went home and brought back her pillow named Pearl Nelson.
Okay. She used to breathe on him to know there was I don't need to breathe on someone to know there's a human connection there. I can tell whether there is or isn't. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's getting worse. The opinionated black woman said Malaysian Airlines Flight 17 was shot down on 17th of July 2014 while flying over eastern Ukraine. All 283 passengers and 15 crew were killed. This is because the plane had world-renowned AIDS researcher Dr. Joseph Lang, who was going to declare that it was a man-made disease. Apparently, allegedly, YouTube, okay? But it's in the news. Hello, Dr. Fauci. He's going to go down soon. Look, it's all coming out now. They say it happened at Wuhan, lab leak, all that stuff after Dr. Fauci says, no, it's not. It is. Pauline Hanson said the cat's out of the bag. A member of Albanese's own advisory group on The Voice has gone on the record confirming the race-based body will have serious powers, will interfere in government, and will engage in aggressive activism. Vote no. That was Pauline Hanson. Oh, go for Pauline. Seriously? Stuff the other two. Will you join us by signing on to stop the federal? I'll do that after this. Baron of Burleigh said this is what's happening right now. Wake up, China, our enemy, will this year receive $90 billion from Aussie taxpayers for solar panels and wind turbines that don't work. This is the Australian workers over here. These are Australian politicians and renewable investors living a nice green life over here because they can pay for it with carbon offsets, whatever they are. Bella, you're making this really hard, darling. Okay. Alexandria Marshall said, if you think socialism is a good idea, you're an idiot. Plain and simple. Socialism impoverishes nations, turns the workforce into a system of slavery, and robs the next generation of its liberty. There's nothing nice or kind about it. It's propaganda put out by tyrants. We have a soft form of socialism already. Well, I don't know if you'd actually call it a soft version in Australia already. And it will get worse. This isn't even like touching on it really, what we've got here in Australia, and that's bad enough. Okay, Elon Musk's tweet the other day, I realised, when he said, this is the first day of the rest of your life, he was talking to Twitter employees who he just sacked again. Another bunch of Twitter employees, because things are still going on at Twitter that shouldn't be happening. So he knows there's infiltrators in there. And I shared this because he responded to this. Aaron Mate said NYT notes that after the chair of Joint Chiefs, Mark Milley, argued that Ukraine was unlikely to make substantially greater battlefield gains and should move to the bargaining table, to the bargaining table, the White House quickly squelched such talk. No peace in this White House. Mark A. Milley argued in internal meetings that Ukraine was unlikely to make substantially greater battlefield gains and should move to the bargaining table. There you go, the White House squelched it. Elon Musk said the diplomats want war and the warriors want peace. I happen to agree with that. Mrs. S 2022 said here he is the hero of their A, but this is the one who had like blackface on to try and appear Aboriginal, okay, in Australia. The one that wears black makeup as a pretend Aboriginal, who has low morals, yes, the champion of the ABC faith, Stan, cheated on his Aboriginal wife, Grant, drumroll, ABC audience, applause. The ABC audience must be absolutely brain dead. A month before the Sydney Olympics in 2000, Stan Grant, this is him, resigned as the host of Today Tonight after leaving his wife for Seven Network sports broadcaster Tracy Holmes. Left. The breakdown of his 16-year marriage to Carla, an Aboriginal SBS presenter who was also the mother of his 3 children, was front-page news about a man who had previously hosted a program called Real Life. Holmes, the new woman in Grant's life, was a sports broadcaster who was going to be the face of Seven's Olympic coverage in September that year, as Ian Thorpe and Kathy Freeman won gold for Australia. Did they? Probably. Shady Groove posted this. Shannon Townsend. Believe in drag queens for kids? Antifa does. Believe in mask mandates? Antifa does. Believe in CRT in schools? Antifa does. Believe in equity no matter the effort? Antifa does. Believe America is racist? Antifa does. Believe you have no right to self-defense? Antifa does. Believe you can own your own property? Believe you can't own your own property? Antifa does. Believe every human should be vaxxed? Antifa does. Do you think it's odd Antifa just so happens to be ideologically aligned 100% of the time with every globalist mouthpiece ever? Because that's who employ them. Or pay for them anyway. And then the ones that just go on with for the ride are just brain dead. Clowns Down Under said Filthy Jesus spoke on the project. This is pretty bad actually.
Because queer people, LGBTQIA+, predate any idea of God. We're present in the animal kingdom. You know, if you go prior to the Cambrian explosion, I'm sure there were 2 amoebas listening to Lady Gaga, doing poppers and banging away. So I think it's hilarious when someone messages me and says, you have to accept Jesus' love or you will burn in hell, because I love Jesus.
Oh dear. All right, listen to what he says next.
I love any man who can get nailed for 3 days straight and come back for more.
I think that's quite disgusting. And look at the eyes all out. Look at this. Symbolism, red. And the eyes all over the jacket. Wow. Ben Downs said, I read a report Halloween was the day of the year most kids went missing. This stuff won't help. Never celebrated in this home. Will you let your kids go to Halloween this year? This is from Tex. It was an hour ago. Do you really want your kids participating in this year? That's what happened. Oh, get it out of my face. No one cared when it wasn't pushed on everybody. But now that it's pushed on everyone, people are getting absolutely sick and tired of it. Rage Against the Vaccine said the doctors know your baby is meant to stay connected to the umbilical cord until all the blood and stem cells are transferred to your baby. But they clamp early because they're getting paid big dollars by Big Pharma to take the cord blood and substitute it with the dangerous so-called vitamin K shot that they claim is necessary to prevent brain bleed. Pure BS and lies, fear-mongering. I heard about this before, that they take the blood and that, and they take the placentas and use it. Sorry, I got a cat hair on my nose. The opinionated black woman said sex education suspended after drag queen says there are 73 genders and kicks out of class an 11-year-old that said there's only 2. Where was this at? The Isle of Man. Daily Mail says, yeah, I don't want anyone giving me anything, thank you. Goodness me. A school has suspended its sex education curriculum after a drag queen guest reportedly told pupils there were 73 genders and made a child who argued that there are only 2 leave the classroom. An independent review has been launched into Queen Elizabeth II High School in Peel, Isle of Man, after Year 7 children were left traumatised after being taught about sex change operation and sexual acts. Really? Look, all anyone needs to know, and I don't know how this would be pleasurable to any man, but for the man to have the operation and become a woman, it is a wound that needs to be kept open, that can't heal, that can't be pleasurable to that man. It may be to the partner, but not to him. Trying to be a woman, I can understand why it traumatised them. The review of the school's personal, social, health and economic curriculum led by the island's government comes after parents raised concerns about the lesson, particularly the graphic, disproportionate, indecent presentation of sexual acts and gender identities being taught to their children. Bella, I can't read. The Telegraph reports. It includes a drag queen teaching the children, some of whom are as young as 11, that there are 73 genders. I don't think we need to read anymore, do you? Pride comes before the fall. All this pride means it's just about to fall. Okay, Julie said wokeness is weakness, pure and simple. It weakens our education system. It weakens corporate America. It weakens the military. It weakens the government. And some people run around and don't think this is by design. I don't get it. Neither do I. How can they not see it by now? How do we see it and they can't see it? Because they're really not paying attention. Infidelity? Oh. Said, how can dentistry be so expensive in New Zealand? Wifey has an eye tooth playing up, been told it can't be fixed, needs removing a new screw-in tooth put there. Cost estimate for the whole job is $7,500 to $8,300 for one tooth. 10-day holiday in Thailand for us, plus dentistry, $6,300. How? How is that such a big price difference? And if you want a whole set, seriously, in Australia, you'd now probably want to pay between 60 and 70, I'd say 60 and 80 $1,000 for a set of screw-in, what do you call them? Implants. That's insane. See, this is what socialised medicine does to you. Everything else costs a fortune. Aussie 17 said, oh look, Coles doing a U-turn on their vaccination policy. Okay, Coles here in Australia, the supermarket, have dumped the vaccine mandates as of the 1st of March, way behind everyone else. Laverne Spicer said, when was America ever great for black people? How about when we put a black man in the White House for 8 years for starters? After that, ask Oprah and Whoopi and Joy Reid and Al Sharpton and all the other race hustlers who make millions every year, pretending this country has never been great for black people. Isn't it insane? And funnily enough, I honestly think the people running BLM and, well, they're Antifa. Little white, middle class or upper middle class city people. Sandy Yang said Twitter censorship. Michelle Rowland, Minister for Communications and Sports Pets, has demanded that Twitter censor or de-amplify any posts critical of Linda Burney's Indigenous voice. This is under the banner of the ill-defined hate speech. Australian government are trying to tell Twitter to ban people who say no to the voice. Elon, please don't listen. Please do not do that, or you'll lose all of Australians. Robert Leroy Parker said Department of Transportation, Tool of the Month. Pete Buttigieg, whatever his name is. He's the head of Department of Transportation. And that rail disaster happened in his... And he didn't even visit. He definitely is tool of the month. Here we go. Leah said an overnight reversal is coming. Please. Please reverse this shit overnight. I've had enough. I really have had enough. Oh, philanthropy. Says South Africa got an Indigenous voice to Parliament. The country is now on the brink of total collapse. So did New Zealand. And theirs isn't working out well either. But instead of learning lessons from other countries, yeah, our Prime Minister just wants to dive straight in there. Paul boycott digital IDs. Oh, I agree with that. King Charles has close ties with Klaus Schwab and his World Economic Forum dating back decades. Indeed, it was King Charles who formally launched the WEF's Great Reset in 2020, a vocal supporter of the globalists' one world government, new world order, dystopian, tyrannical technocracy. And I think most of us knew that. Ben Down said, are there enough alpha males and fuming mama bears left in Oz to stop this rot? Now, okay, warning, there's going to be swearing, okay? This guy is swearing his head off, but I do believe it's for a good cause. Okay, just hang in there with me.
Sick of this.
Oh, it cut it off. Hang on, let me go again.
Sick of this fucking perverted, putrid shit like a bunch of dead set pedophiles hiding behind some fucking gay pride, whatever the fuck yous are doing. How far yous want to fucking go? How far is this until yous are showing dicks in the streets now? Huh? And everyone's too scared to say something? We're not even men, we're not women, we're fucking this, we're that, we're 100 different things, forcing it upon us. We say nothing. Everyone's too scared to fucking say something. Then it's forcing it upon our kids. It's gotten to the point, now you're fucking pointing pornographic images in the streets with gay flags, big homosexual teddy bears. You think we can't see what's going on? This time's coming to an end. All of these child groomers hiding in plain sight, the time's coming to an end. I'm not copping it no more. I'm fucking over it. I'm calling it out. Anytime I see any of these putrid maggots trying to hide their little shit, targeting kids, just like Balenciaga. It's no fucking different what they're doing. Sick of this shit. We're done. The whole country's done. The whole world is done. It's been going on for how long? 10, 15 years. You're getting worse and you're getting worse and you're pushing it and you're pushing it and you're pushing it. Yeah, what's next? What's next? Walk around the streets naked yourself, masturbating? What's next? What else do we have to accept? Because we're too scared to talk. Because you cancel everyone else. What else? What else do you want to be called, huh? What else do you want to teach our children? I'm fucking sick of this. Sick of this.
Yeah, I'm sick of it too, mate. I told you, I was warning you, there's some swearing going on there. Okay, Sherry FFT. Honestly, that last video, pride come before the fall. Watch what happens. I really think that's what's happening right now. They're going to fall. That Jeffrey, you know that really creepy Jeffrey guy? Not the one with the long hair, the one with the really short hair. He's on TikTok, whispering to kids to contact him privately. That one, right? Well, he had to cancel his Patreon or something, I think. People had a go at him. So hit back. Sherry FFT said, can ATT hire English-speaking employees? I get this we get this in Australia. Any phone company, in fact, a lot of companies that you ring, you get transferred overseas where you can barely understand what they're saying and nothing ever gets done. Can ATT hire English-speaking employees? ATT from America, not the Philippines. Fuck's sake. First contact, I could not understand the extreme broken English accent. Second contact, again broken English. The rep dropped the call and did not call back. Third contact, I requested English American. I received another broken English rep from the Philippines. This new world order does not work for me. It doesn't work for me either. This has been going on with me for years. Here in Australia, we've had that since the late 90s. Everything got transferred overseas, and when you rang up to try and fix a problem, you couldn't even understand what the person on the other end of the phone was saying. It's awful. Green Fairy said, I'm sure they said F you, Katie Pickles. Stop writing this effing garbage. Women have been having babies from their teens for millennium. you lying something of a thing, all part of the fear porn and continuum of the attack on maternal femininity, as well as covering up the jabby heart attacks. Okay, Daily Mail, war on women, war on childbirth. Warning to women who have children in their early 20s. You might be at more risk of a heart attack or stroke, study claims. Well, I had my first child in my late teens. I'm still here. Oh, they're really trying hard to cover up for the jab injuries, aren't they? Jolly Stuffed said $30 billion per year spent on nepotistic fun and games. 94% of the Indigenous community excluded from New South Wales Land Council membership. Should this empowered community politics metastasise like a pullulating wen in Canberra? Okay, I didn't understand half of that. But Aboriginals are not allowed on the Land Council, on the New South Wales Land Council. They sat down with the Productivity Commission. They looked at Indigenous space. $30 billion is spent on this space annually. $30 billion on 500,000 people. And as you still see the problems you get to see, okay, what that tells me straight away as a businessman, because I run my own business, is there is a lot of fun and games going on there, and we need to sort that out, and we need to find out where the wastage our funding is. Chair of the Prime Minister's Indigenous Advisory Council, Warren Mundine, speaking on Q&A on ABC. And they need to find out where that money's going, and why it's not helping the Aboriginal people, and why they're not allowed on the land councils, because it's the UN. Sainted Anon said, and here it comes, powerful. I think Russian military is moving in. I think the Ukraine, they're in trouble now. Okay, they pushed and they pushed and they pushed. Now, this is why I think it's all gonna. And all you need really is one, say, what do you call them? I'm trying not to say the actual word. Explosion to go off that people see all over the world, and a lot of these people, I think, will they'll either die of a heart attack or they'll wisen up pretty quick that these LGBTQ and BLM type things and Antifa aren't going to matter. Leading reports said breaking Supreme Court will consider case to reinstate Mr. T and remove JB from office. Okay, the case was rejected. Okay, but listen. Let me show you. The MSM.com, it's the Supreme Court to hear the case to reinstate him again. I don't know. I don't know what'll happen. It may not go anywhere. I'm just letting you know that this could be happening in the background and we don't know. Ron DeSantis just signed legislation to end Disney's self-governing status, placed the area in state receivership and appointed 5 members to a state-controlled board. Disney no longer has its own government. We live under the same laws as everyone else and pay its debts and fair share of taxes. Good on him. Well done, DeSantis. That's why Florida needs him. Claire Daly said ceasefire now, support peace talks, no nuclear escalation, no NATO expansion, negotiate peace. Thousands on the streets of Brussels yesterday demanding de-escalation and peace talks. The European peace movement will not be silenced. Look how many people are there. I think I saw one that was going on in the UK as well, a protest against, war, what's it good for? Absolutely nothing. Okay, Trump's nephew said, please explain what's going on. I can't play the music, but oh dear. I don't know. Someone get me off this hell, please. Away from this hell. I just want to go live at the country with, raise some sheep, some cows, some chickens. Pride cometh before the fall. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, some really interesting news. Mundani said, so that stuff there, right, the stuff that I'm on, okay, allows viruses to attack cancer cells while leaving healthy cells healthy. Seems like information the public deserves to know and makes you wonder why they tried to obscure this data in the study. Certainly would be bad for the cancer industry's business now, wouldn't it? And I believe the other one, the Ivor one, may also do the same thing. These are doctors talking about it. I can't really play it because say the wrong thing and yeah, you're out the door. An interesting timeline could explain why Fauci pulled the pin on both medicines. Because they were cheap to produce and they worked. There you go. Drug works good, it works good, it works good. Oh, it'll kill you all. Orange man bad. Oh my God. Yeah, thousands of lives were lost because this medication was kept from the public. I know people who died of cancer during this time. Proud Elephant said just in, a lesbian couple's been charged with assaulting, abusing and murdering their 5-year-old son. Do they deserve the death penalty? Yes, they bloody well do. Just like we would say about a man, are you right there? You want to come and sit with me? Come on. No? Yeah, I say treat them the same. Equal rights. Death penalty for anyone who does that to a child and murders them. Oh, look, honestly, this world has gone absolutely insane. Monica Crowley said a sitting US senator was admitted to hospital nearly 2 weeks ago. We've received no updates about his condition. The press refuses to ask questions, and his wife left the country with their kids. What's going on with John Fetterman? Well, he's chucking a, what was her name? Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's what they're doing with... He could be dead for all anyone knows. Okay? People are starting to ask for proof of his, of him being alive now. And I would want to know if he was head in my state or county or anywhere. Head of anything. I'd want to know whether he's dead or alive. And in fact, if his brain isn't working, you probably should replace him, you know. But that's the logical thing to do, of course not. Pat Brodie said, breaking, JB to sign Global Health Treaty giving the World Health Organization the authority to control how the US responds to pandemics. The Biden admin signed the Zero Draft document, a legally binding document suspending individuals of medical choices, doctors, medicines, public forum, freedom of movement, freedom of speech and the right to say no to lockdowns and forced facts. Call on Congress to immediately withdraw and defund the WHO. Vote yes on HR 79, WHO Withdrawal Act. Vote yes on No WHO Pandemic Preparedness Treaty Without Senate Approval Act. And vote yes on HR 419, No Taxpayer Funding for the World Health Organization Act. I think I've got to make a phone call after this. Not to America, but to our own politicians. I'll give them what for. No, see, I couldn't ring them because I couldn't be calm enough to get my point across. I would be swearing my head off at them. Okay, so there's that one. Then Sister Barbara Breen said, hot take, is the rumour true? The first 500 police officers that are coming to Australia from overseas are coming from Saudi Arabia. Surely this is a joke. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Because apparently we're getting going to be policed by people from overseas. Great. That would be the first thing I'd ring our politicians about, and I would be swearing they'd hang up on me. Maybe a carefully worded email where I can swear my head off, then just go back and delete all the swear words. Oh, dear God. John Godemsky said spiritual harm is now legal dollar concept. The High Court has just awarded Aborigines at Timber Creek I can't, how many zeros is that? $2.5 million for spiritual harm caused by white men. Australia's gone. And that's coming out of taxpayers' dollars as well. Danny Q said, legend. Older man hits back as animal was trying to rob him at an ATM. Now, I won't put the sound on, but hang on. As soon as I do this, the sound's going to go on. Just give me a second, I'll quieten it.
Hello, bitch.
This is, look, honestly, I know it's tough and it's hard to watch, but I think with some of these kids that are going around lately, some of this needs to go on to show them. They're too brazen. I was watching an Asian school teacher get yelled at by a white kid who called him the N-word a few times, and I'm like, and they're just out of control. This is ridiculous, and they need to be put in their place. Because something that will stop someone from being out of control is being put in their place. But I actually agree with it. Misty Blue said, am I the only Mr. T supporter not hating on Ron DeSantis? No. It sure does feel like it. I love both these men. Yeah, I agree, honestly. I think they're both all right. He should stay in Florida and he should be president. So there you go. And I don't know, there's only some people, I believe, trying to divide it. And it's happening because Soros has said he's backing DeSantis and all this stuff. And I think it's just trying to divide the Republican Party. Don't fall for it. Danny Q said it's called the dribble landing. Oh, this pilot must be a basketball fan. Check, this is from Rita Panini. Panahai. Whoops. That's a really bad slip of the tongue, that one. Nailed it 100%. I just put this in because I found this quite interesting. This is why I don't fly. Ready? Turn the sound down. Oh, I couldn't stomach it. Look, sorry. Stupid videos are doing this to me. Can you stop playing with me? Okay, keep watching. That would make me very, very sick. Oh. Can you imagine it? Sorry, I'm not trying to scare anyone else from flying. Like, I'm terrified of heights, okay? So, that's... Is it Guardia, Indonesia or Gandia, Indonesia? I don't know what the plane is. But that's some good flying. He landed it in the end. The Vigilant Fox said KJP defends Fauci, said he saved lives in the face of lab leak conclusion from the Department of Energy. Hey? Department of Energy? What are they investigating the lab leak for? Okay, anyway. Dr. Fauci spent his career saving lives, whether it was the AIDS pandemic or this one. Once-in-a-generation pandemic. More than 6 million deaths have been contributed to C-19 worldwide, and Fauci's financial fingerprints are at the scene of the crime.
One more on the lab leak news from the Department of Energy. With all of this information coming out, and obviously the president had ordered a multi-agency effort that included the Department of Energy to try to, get at the origins question. But looking, with hindsight 2020, and now these conclusions coming out from parts of this administration, was it prudent to have at the time some...
Oh God, I don't think we need to hear it, to be honest. She's defended Fauci, said he saved lives. Do you believe her? Is there a thread here? WSJ exclusive, lab leak most likely the origin. Nick Holt said democracy is a euphemism for corruption. Zelensky censored news stations, political parties, jailed opposition leaders and shut down religious organisations, which is what Biden et al. Are doing to America. Democracy passes into despotism. And he shared Biden. He had the honour to stand with President Zelensky in Kiev to declare that they'll keep standing up for democracy, for freedom, for sovereignty, no matter what. Okay, go head first into the war. Let Joe Biden go and fight the war. And Zelensky. And Yellen and whoever else wants to go over there and vouch for them. Sean Penn. Who else was there? Do we remember who else was over there? All of them. How about they go and fight the war? Let them fight the Russians. Red Pills are Yummy says Rosanna's a true patriot. She says her family's a bunch of libtards and they all got the facts. This was quite funny, actually. I'm just going to play a little bit of it. Ready?
How many of you's got the backs? Few of yous, you probably had to get it right. Were you forced to get the backs? Yeah. Boy, that makes me mad. They force people to get the backs. I hope they have to pay for that, what they did to us. Did you get any of that myocarditis or the facial paralysis or, you know, the adult dropping dead syndrome or any of that shit? Get any of that? What happened to people that they start believing for some reason that this government had their best interest at heart?
I agree with her on that one. Oh dear. I meme, therefore I am, said Fashion 2023. Check this out. If that's not satanic, I don't know what is. Okay, let's go from the beginning. Oh, we've got to turn the volume. Whoa. Got to get the volume down. There we go. This is some weird... I'm telling you. Is that a trans person? I don't know. I've got to ask these days. Because you just don't know. Dream Builder said, listen carefully and share this truth. What's this one? Oh, interesting.
Out, he issued United States notes as opposed to Federal Reserve notes. I can assure you the powers that be knew the power of that act, and they took him right out. So the bottom line is, if we as people understand this very simple principle, just this one thing, change this one thing, we can solve every other problem you can name. I don't care what the problem is. I can bring it back to the financial system and an infinite supply of money for a bunch of psychopaths who are running the world, as opposed to an abundant supply of money for all of us. So in that sense, I'm very optimistic. This is not rocket science. I am not the smartest guy in the room. We can all understand this. And as soon as we do, we can exercise the same power that we had, but relinquish, and we can have a future for ourselves and our children.
Interesting.
Now, he issued United States notes as opposed to Federal.
Yep. So you want United States notes as opposed to Federal Reserve notes, because you will get further. And if you haven't seen it, go watch the Money Masters. It's a 3 or 4 hour video, but it tells you from the beginning to the end how all this happened. Okay, Raymond McCowan said, Victoria sits upon the biggest gas fields in Australia. Andrews will not allow mining of gas, as he wants Victorians to be dependent upon renewables, built and supplied under his secretive Belt and Road deal with China. Victorians will pay a massive price for blackouts and no manufacturing. I think Australia's paying for it. All of Australia, to be honest. And they're going to pay for it. Ian Miles Chong said, how does Biden plan to decouple the US economy from China? The US doesn't have a manufacturing sector to speak of because it's all been outsourced to China. This happened in the late 90s, early 2000s, by the way. It happened, at least in Australia it did. A Freeman said, this regime doesn't seem to think out too far out to think about outcomes. Look at their energy policy at a time of war. I thought there was a thread there. Okay, Gateway Pundit even said Fetterman Spock's posts update, spooks or Spocks? Update on hospitalised senator. Doing well, no pictures. I think people are really starting to ask, like, is the guy even alive? Oh, here we go again. I don't know why I include these people. They infuriate me. Clown World. Let's have a listen. Oh, to their, what do you call it? Their mental gymnastics.
What does non-binary mean? Non-binary is an umbrella term for gender identities that are outside of the strictly male or female binaries. For example, I'm gender fluid, and I personally identify with both the male and female gender, which makes me non-binary. Other examples include bigender and trigender people, who identify as having 2 or more genders. Agender and non-gender people identify as having no gender. And third gender or other gender people do not place a name on their gender. These are just a few examples of ways somebody can be non-binary.
I'm just hearing gender, 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 gender. And it sounds like agenda. Oh, sorry. But he's got red makeup on his chin and on his nose. What in the hell is this rubbish?
Agender and non-gender people identify as having no gender. And third gender or other gender people do not place a name on their gender. These are just a few examples of ways somebody can be non-binary. But it's important to remember that not every non-binary person experiences gender the same way. Share this post to spread knowledge. What does...
That's not spreading knowledge, that's spreading confusion. Oh my God, it's important to remember, no it's not, no it's not, no. Not at all. I can't even do the mental gymnastics that they needed to understand that, okay? I cannot do it. Just doesn't work. It nearly makes you wish for something to happen, something big, to stop these people. The Conservatives said this elderly woman has either been arrested or placed under investigation for having an opinion after being harassed by a propagandist masquerading as a journalist. Glad to see our political elite have chosen the side of freedom. Peter Dutton, I don't know why. Ukraine, this lady said that they started the war in 2014. She couldn't stay silent and said her opinion. Brave woman. She did try to stay silent. She's now prosecuted by the security service of UK for this interview. They are truly the pinnacle of democracy. Just listen to what this... I'll try and actually... The Day of Unity of Ukraine is the weekend. I don't know, she says. The unity of Ukraine is not important in your opinion? She goes, why Ukrainians? The whole world is for peace. So that people are kind, kindness. This is in translation. But we're at war and need to unite to win against the Russians, they said. This lady says. Look at that. I don't know about that. What do you think? She says. The lady's trying to stay quiet. I don't think anything, she says. I'm not into politics. War is politics, yes? Politics, of course. Politics of which country? This lady asks. All, she said. America's, Ukraine's and Russia's. Who's the aggressor then, she said. Who started it? Ukraine. Yes. Against whom did Ukraine start the war? Against its own people. Ukraine attacked itself? Yes. Yes. Whose people are in the Donbass? Whose people are there? Which tanks did Ukraine attack itself with? Maybe Russian, asked the reporter. American, she said. American. We're waiting for the Russian world. Did I understand correctly? What does Russian world have to do with it? Who occupied Trotanists last year? I told you I'm not into politics. And she walks away. But now she's being harassed because she said they attacked themselves. Way back in 2014. Avi Yamini says, because nothing says open and free democratic vote more than threatening Twitter if the platform hosts content promoting the No campaign. Hopefully Elon Musk calls the Labor government's bluff because they're trying to put Twitter on notice over hateful content in lead up to voice referendum. What are they going to do? Are they going to ban Australians from accessing Twitter now? I'd like to see that. Okay, just listen to this bit.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot
Because
of
it
people
comes
say
from
it's
China.
racist.
It's not racist at all, no, not at all. It comes from China.
I love it how he says that. China. And just so that we can, sorry, I was searching for Fetterman dying there. Just let me turn my keyboard on. I just want to show you where there is a China. Not a person, a map. No, they've given me Kreiner. Oh my goodness. They're hiding it. Okay, there is one in. What is this person? They're not showing me the map. Good on you, DuckDuckGo, you half-wits. Ukraine is a country in Eastern Europe. It's the second largest European country after Russia, which borders, blah, blah, blah. There is one in there. They're not showing you. There was. We have seen the map. Okay. Well, apparently there's not now because Google's probably taken it all down. There you go. Interesting, isn't it? But there is. Clown World. Oh, here we go. Here's a bunch of feminists. Ready?
I love men. Like, I think men are the coolest, but I don't need them to survive.
You do actually need men to survive. And here's why. Everything that you see around you was built and created and maintained by men.
Okay.
Everything. The infrastructure in this country, in every single country in the world, is built, created, and maintained by good, honest, hardworking men that just want to provide for their family. Everything, the roads you drive on, the buildings you live in.
I love men. Like,
yeah, they don't really love men. Only when they pay for them. When the men pay for these women. Nasty One Reborn said it's okay to be a man. Look at the hard jobs men do. Do women really want equal rights? Like, seriously? Yeah, go and work up there, mate.
Working on the sewers, they're up on...
You got to appreciate men. Wouldn't be here without them, for God's sake. Yeah, why was there a doll sitting there? It did look like a doll, didn't it? Hang on.
And here's why.
I love
that.
men. Like, I think men are the coolest.
Why was that there? Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know if they're trying to make fun of them or what. Mrs. S2022 said Labor is about to destabilise the property market. There is an estimated $40 billion worth of residential property held by self-managed super funds, but the government's plan to impose a cap of $3 million is set to destabilise the market with fears of forced sales. Here we go, hard labour. Woohoo, we're in trouble. This is why I think we're so close to the precipice. Seriously, every country's right now pushed right to their limits. Jesse Kelly said, nothing has convinced me we have some dirty elections like this endless insistence that the elections are clean. Rupert Murdoch, from NYT Politics, acknowledged in a deposition that several Fox News hosts endorsed the so-called falsehood that 2020 was taken, okay? Do you trust Murdoch? He runs Sky News, he runs Fox News, and I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Mind you, I couldn't even pick him up. Seth Dillon said, I realised I need therapy from all this attention I'm getting, he said to his therapist and everyone watching on YouTube. Prince Harry to unpack struggles with a trauma expert. What freaking trauma? I thought, look, I had PTSD, okay? I had post-traumatic stress disorder. I went through some really, really bad shit. Nearly died, okay? This idiot is just having, what, an existential crisis and thinks he's traumatised? I would like to see him be put in my position. Or anyone else who's been through some severe trauma. Expect a self-rescue, said massive meltdowns over this. Pearls are being clutched, aimless screeching at the sky, and plenty of "how dare you." Not a single person outraged over this understands the warning, so we will continue the blind march toward the cliff until their number is called. It's in response to Jack Posobiec, who said the recommended way forward will be to invoke the Selective Service Act, as is my authority as president. The first to be called will be men and women whose 20th birthday falls during... Okay? They're gonna start putting you up for war, 20-year-olds. Watch this. Listen. When I can get my mouse on it.
The illegal Russian offensive has been swift, callous, and brutal. It's barbaric. Putin's illegal occupation of Kyiv and the impending Chinese blockade of Taiwan has created a two-front national security crisis that requires more troops than the volunteer military can supply. I have received guidance from General Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, that the recommended way forward will be to invoke the Selective Service Act, as is my authority as president. The first to be called in a sequence determined by national lottery will be men and women whose 20th birthday falls during calendar year 2023. Remember, you're not sending your sons and daughters to war. You're sending them to freedom. God bless our troops, and God bless Ukraine.
God bless our troops.
God help them. Don't send your 20-year-olds. But anyway, they're coming for the draft now. They're doing the draft. Is that what this is? Because that's what it sounds like to me. They're going to start drafting 20-year-olds to fight in a war. Lovely. Daily Caller said we almost can't believe WAPO is actually willing to contradict Biden world on this. No evidence Trump was responsible for Ohio derailment, because there is none. You'd have to be stupid to think that. Daily Caller, Jean-Pierre, the country needs more workers, especially women, to unlock the full potential of our economy. Well, if she's anything to go by, that's trouble.
The country needs more workers, especially women, in order to deliver on the president's bold agenda, and we are committed to working with the private sector to ensure the success of Chips for America, and to unlock the full potential of our economy. The country needs more work.
Oh my goodness. That's how she got her job. Equity. Avi Yamini, Australian of the Year, a local businessman in Alice Springs, is putting his money where his mouth is to protect others in the community as the town deals with an out-of-control youth crime problem. What's he doing? Oh, he's starting to manufacturing or something.
Why are you doing it for free? Why are you donating?
Well, you know, like it's a big hit, you know, like when somebody has their door smashed in and the window's broken and it's thousands of dollars, and if we can drop a piece of concrete like that costs us $50 to make, well, it's hardly a comparison. It's got to be a community effort to pick us out of where we are now.
So they're putting concrete barriers up. That's what he's doing for free. He's making the concrete barriers to put them in front of shops and places that are getting broken into and ram raided.
Well, the people we've spoken to are really grateful for your service, and good on you. Well done for standing up for the community in a way that I think many other businesses would use this as an opportunity to make extra.
Okay, I can't continue because it just keeps sort of buffering there. Okay, Illuminati bot said senators say CIA has been collecting data in bulk in secret program. I think pretty much years ago, didn't WikiLeaks' Julian Assange mention that? Andy No says scoop, a London councillor has come forward about a trans person at Westminster's pub's women's toilets who allegedly told her, "I'm going to wipe my hands on my pee." Trans activist Sophia McAllister praised that trans woman before later saying they were likely that person. However, McAllister, who is 6 foot 4 inches tall, says they said they were wiping their hands on jeans, not their pee. McAllister, who now identifies as a woman, often boasts publicly about having a pee, and they claim to be the victim. This is what happens when you turn on them. Oh, a victim. Oh, I'm being picked on. I'm speaking out on my platform for all women everywhere. We are told not to walk home from a night out alone, and soon we'll be telling our friends don't go to the bathroom alone. Yeah, because these people are predators. Not all, but the ones shouting the loudest. ALX said, Joe Biden, I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid. You sure about that, Joe?
I may be a white boy, but I'm not stupid. I know where the power is. I know where the power... You think I'm joking? I learned a long time...
He knows where the power is. Well, he is stupid, sorry. Dr. Joel Brown said, I'm 40, never been to jail, never been stoned or drunk, married to one woman, father of two, and a medical doctor who's helped support, mentor disenfranchised black boys, but I'd be forgotten in a week by the black community if I died tomorrow unless I was shot by a cop unarmed. I don't do what I do to be remembered, honoured, but I think the cultural groupthink to canonise and immortalise all alleged black victims of police brutality should be interrogated with good reason. Who are the heroes we look up to? What exactly is the legacy of their character? I'm not saying those who die from police brutality shouldn't be remembered by their families and communities, but should they be enshrined in the public conscience as cultural icons purely on those grounds? Perhaps this obsession tragically reveals that BLM to the public conscience as a tool to fuel the outrage economy of self-defeating leftist policymakers. For example, defunding the police, which hurts everyone, especially black folks, depends on the narrative. Life should matter, period. From the womb to the tomb, the cradle to the grave, not as hashtags for political chess moves. A life lost in gang culture, by abortion, by police brutality, are all equally tragic, but not in the way we comparatively honour and esteem them. He also wants us to have real standards to choose our heroes, models, and those collectively remembered and iconised. The bar seems low right now, considering those more likely to be lionised by the culture have very little moral reputation of note. There you go. The Raging Patriot said, this is alarming. Ronnie Jackson said Biden's cognitive health may lead to World War III. We know that. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Oh, and you see Russia moving the tanks and troops in. Nick Holt said, breaking just in. Mr. T lets loose on Biden and the globalist proposes major China trade overhaul. Go. Do it, do it, do it. Oh, yeah. America first. Remember the wedding? Chelsea Clinton, Bill Clinton, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Of course. What was he replying to, actually? Because he was replying to Hillary and Chelsea Clinton. Oh, yeah, her daughter. Her biking companion, travel buddy, co-author, producing partner, fellow advocate, and darling, darling daughter. Yeah. It's not Bill Clinton's daughter, though, is it? There's questions about that one. Illuminati bot. What was this one? Oh, hang on. Okay, let's have a little listen.
Okay, and how long were you a Mason for?
9 years.
And how high up did you go?
Well, I went through the typical Blue Lodge degrees, went through York Rite all the way up to the Knights Templar Commandery, went through the Scottish Rite all the way up to 32nd degree, and at that time, then I was considered worthy to get into what is called esoteric Freemasonry, which most American Masons don't even know exists. And in that organization, I was admitted into the Rite of Memphis Mitzrayim, and I went up to a 90th degree, which a lot of Masons, if they even hear that, they will, their false teeth will fall on their heads. But there are actually at least 97 degrees in the higher level esoteric rite.
Right. Were you surprised when you found that there were more than 33 degrees?
No, not really. See, here's how this works. When I went through the Masonic rituals, I had the spirit guides in my ear whispering things, telling me to do things, telling me to answer certain things in certain ways. Because I did that, I was identified by the leadership of the Grand Lodge of the state of Wisconsin that I was someone a little bit extraordinary. And see, that's one of the ways in which I ultimately got contacted by the Illuminati, is because the spirit guides had given me certain key things to say, key things to do, even gestures to make, stuff like that, that would identify me as being someone who is worthy of more light. You see, that's what they promise in all the Masonic degrees. They say, you know, you get light, you get further light, you get more light. And of course, where does this light come from? Well, if you read the writings of the Masonic leaders, that comes from Lucifer.
And how many Masons know that?
Maybe 1 in 1,000, but most of them don't have a clue unless they bother to toddle upstairs and read the books that are in their own Masonic libraries, like I did.
How many Master Masons know that there are Satanists among them?
I'd say the same figure I quoted earlier.
Oh, it stopped abruptly. I think we've heard enough. Does anyone remember seeing, I can't remember who it was, some guy walked up to a Freemason and said, you know, asked who they worship, and the old guy said Lucifer. And he goes, don't you know that's, you know, the bad man in the Bible? And the bloke honestly had no idea. He was old too. I wish I could remember who it was, because I'd go and find the video to show you if it's still available. Chuck Costello said, just in, video emerges of a woman who died in police custody after being removed from a Tennessee hospital because she didn't have insurance. Lisa Edwards, 60, reportedly went to Fort Sanders Regional Medical Center with stroke symptoms and a broken ankle. And they kicked her out.
They want you gone. I'm talking. I understand you say you got some problems going on. You're going to have to find a way to get out of here, okay? I don't want this to turn into a situation where you have to go to jail.
Shattered my ankle. I have a stroke.
Well, if the medical professionals have saw you and discharged you,
they won't.
I got nothing to do with that then, but you got to get going.
I can't even get in here.
So you're saying that you're going to go to jail. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to have to roll this off the property.
It's the hospital's wheelchair.
Well, you're going to have to get up and figure out a way to get going.
I can't. Please don't do me this way. I don't want to go to jail.
Get up and get moving then.
Porter Bravo, you know the wagon sitting over there. Jail. Confirmed.
All right, young lady. Oh no.
This has to be, like, this can't be real. They're putting a lady who's just had a stroke in jail for not leaving the hospital and not getting out of her wheelchair. Seriously.
Step up, okay? I can.
Yeah, you have to.
Pull me back. I can't. Oh my God.
You're good.
Oh my God.
And you're going to have to get up there because we're going to have to physically put you up there if not.
Oh my God. I can't. You're going to break me.
Yes, ma'am. You're going to have to get in
My
there.
ankle. I can't breathe.
You've been medically cleared, ma'am. This is not going to work. So we need you to help us.
She wasn't medically cleared. They wouldn't see her.
Stop. Okay, it's not working. Okay, just stop. You've been medically cleared, so we know better.
Oh my God.
Walk.
Oh my God.
Get in the daggone.
Okay.
Oh my fucking Jesus, Lord, Mary, goats. Now you're starting to piss me off. Get up.
Okay, give me up.
This is all an act. She has been discharged.
No, I haven't.
This is the Lord's. Listen to me. This is the Lord's day. All I want to do is give me some coffee and some oatmeal. I'm not
Oh, he's worried about food when the poor lady could be...
going to deal with your mess this morning. We've already spent too much time on you. You're going to get up here in this van, and you're going to go to jail. We're done with you.
I'm going to pass out.
You're not going to pass out. Well, go and get in there and pass out. We'll be done with it. Because this is all an act. You're not going back in the hospital. We're not taking you back.
I don't know. I don't... She died in police custody. Hey, anyone from Tennessee want to ring this hospital? Complain? Far out. That's really bad. Oh my goodness. She died. Okay, then we got this clown. Watch this. This is actually quite stupid and funny at the same time.
Hi guys, so I've just been for my morning run, so I just run 5k today, so I've been eating healthy, staying...
Oh, for God's sake, let me play it.
So I just ran 5k today, so I've been eating healthy, staying hydrated, but it's a bit hard and it's cold these mornings, but one sec. I'm just filming.
She wants him to move to another park bench because she's filming.
Right, this is a bench that I sit on every day.
I hope you can read that because I can barely hear it.
So, all you've got to do is just ask us to move the camera around then. Right, I'm just waiting for the phone.
She can't move the camera because it's on tripod. She just wants him to sit over there. Because she's doing a live stream and everyone can see him. And he said, well, move on then. She can't move because she's on a live stream. How? Why can't I hear this? Hang on. That's why.
What, do you mean my face is ruining your shot? Behave yourself.
He told her to behave herself.
Oh, I don't want to move.
What's wrong with her? She could move.
I'm already filming here. I was here before you were.
Oh, I was here before you type scenario, is it?
Don't like the answer, don't ask the question.
Well, I was asking you to be nice, but now I'm kind of telling you. You're in the shop now.
She's trying to convince him to move.
You're not going to want to see an old man sat.
Oh, I'm an old man now. Are you bringing ages into love?
I'm just saying.
Go back to school.
Go back to school.
Well, I'm just saying that you've been my shot and I'm trying to film a nice fitness video. That's my follower. It's a live stream. This is live.
Right.
And you're ruining it.
She could pick it up and walk away.
Carry on, then.
Carry on then. I can't carry on when you're in the background. Why not? Because you're in the shot.
See you. You're literally in the shot. Yeah.
Hello, guys.
He said hello to her fans.
How do you know what
Followers,
people want
I
to see?
know.
Followers, sorry.
Followers?
That's what she called
Jesus
them.
now, are you?
Yeah, the followers that follow my fitness program.
All right,
They're
okay.
not going to want to see you sat there in the shot.
And what sort of fitness program is it?
Well, it's following my fitness journey.
Oh, you on a journey?
She's on a journey to get fit.
Right, well, stay on.
That's it. Don't move, mate.
Oh. From that snowflake brigade. Come on.
Are you from that snowflake brigade? He asked her. There was another one too with this girl sitting in a car doing a TikTok video, and an older lady walks over, knocks on her car window, and she winds the window down. She goes, "I'm making a video," and she goes, "Yes, I can hear. Everyone can hear. You do it every day, and everyone can hear." Oh my goodness. Memes are us too, said another vax salesman. Pink. Okay, this is, I did show a photo of her the other day, I'm pretty sure. Which vax did she take? Because she looked like a man. She apparently messaged this person, said, "You're a shitty person, your parents must be proud." And then blocked him. Oh dear. Jack Basobic said the recommended way forward will be to invoke... Oh, yep, I have already shown you that. Old man yells at crowd. What is he yelling this time? Do we want to know?
As the gospel song sings, we've come too far from where we started.
What was that?
Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. Folks, I don't think the good Lord brought us anybody this far to leave us
When he says the good Lord, he doesn't mean the one that we do, okay?
behind. We just have to remember. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America, and there's nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So happy Black History Month. May God bless you all, and enjoy the reception which starts after the next performance that's about to be announced.
God, he looks lost, doesn't he? He just looks totally lost, this guy. Get him out of there. Breaking news. This should have been done years ago. Total ban. Nancy Pelosi and her husband are not allowed to do insider trading anymore. Dems join the GOP on legislation to stop lawmakers' spouses from stock trading. She looks a bit worse for wear there, doesn't she? Wow. Virginia Democrat Rep Abigail Spanberger is joining Texas GOP Rep Chip Roy to push legislation to ban members of Congress from trading stocks while in office. What a great idea. Finally. Took them long enough. Michael Knowles said not letting dudes strip down in front of your daughters is literal genocide. Because this half-wit here, Aria Drennan, said this tweet with a Daily Wire host advocating for genocide against Americans' trans population is now being flooded with people who support his rhetoric. It is the responsibility of every decent person to condemn this vile and dangerous rhetoric. All he said was, he didn't actually say anything about genocide. It's Michael Knowles calls for states to ban transgenderism entirely in a rant that also attacks, they reckon, gays and marriage equality. Okay, let's just have a listen to what he said.
In order for women to have the right to have their own bathrooms, you have to ban transgenderism entirely. You can't just ban it for the kids. It's got to be entirely. In order for women to be able to have their own locker rooms at the gym, you have to ban transgenderism entirely. In order to protect businesses from having to participate in weird occult sexual rituals like the transgender transition, you have to ban transgenderism entirely.
Entirely, he said.
I love this bill because it is so much more aggressive than the other bills we've seen. I don't mean to knock the other governors and the other state houses. They've done a great job laying the groundwork, but this bill goes much further, and it reminds us.
Stop throwing those fingers up at us,
of
mate.
A truth in politics that Republicans all too often forget. You're either on offense or you're on defense. You're either making gains in the culture or you're losing ground in the culture. There's no standing still. There's no status quo. There's no neutrality. And what the conservatives have screwed up on for at least 50 years now, probably more, is the libs make some crazy aggressive play, and then we try to dial it back by about 5 to 10%. Or worse, we try to slow it down by about...
Isn't that called the big ask? Where they ask for heaps, they get slowed back, but they keep pushing.
5 to 10%. So the libs attack the family through feminism, the fundamental political institution. They claim that men and women are basically the same. That takes the culture pretty far to the left, and then conservatives try to inch it back a little bit, but not by the time they're even thinking about inching it back, the libs push forward with the normalization of other sexual practices, gay rights, among other things. And then, by the time the conservatives are trying to dial that back, the libs, they've lurched much further to the left. They're trying to redefine marriage now. They say redefine marriage, well, I don't know, I guess we could come to some kind of terms with a civil union, and by the time you say that, whoop, they've lurched even further to the left. Now they're saying, actually, we've got transgenderism. Actually, now a man can become a woman. A man can become a woman, okay, but maybe we shouldn't do it to by the time we say that, whoop, oh my gosh, we're all the way off the screen. Because now they're trying to trans the kids. And there are many conservatives now who are saying, look, if you're a man and you want to put on a dress, that's fine, but just don't do it to children. Just don't make me pay for it. No.
They're not going to be happy with it. They're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until they've got the kids. Okay. So there you go. Who first posted that? Yeah, okay. They called it genocide. He didn't say that. He just said ban it. Okay? That's not what he said at all. He didn't say go around killing people. Oh my God. Daily Caller said, reporter, will there ever be a definitive answer from the Biden administrations on the origins of COVID? Kirby, we do really want to know what happened there. They got a new one, have they? Is this a new Corinne Jean-Pierre?
You said that right now there is not a consensus. Will there ever be a definitive answer from the Biden administration on the origins of COVID-19? And how much of that is dependent on cooperation from China?
We really do want to know what happened here because the president wants to make sure that we're postured to prevent any future pandemics, or if not prevent them, to be able to get farther along ahead of them. So we're working.
Well, that's an outright lie because his son, they're all up in there in the, biolabs. As if. Bloke in a pub said governments urged to introduce climate rationing of meat fuel Leeds University. Okay, so they're going to try and climate ration meat and fuel, apparently. This is why I think we're on the precipice. It's really gotten very intense all of a sudden. And I do believe something will change very soon. It's already been changing slowly behind the scenes. The wheels of justice do turn slow and slower than we'd like, probably. Anywho, politicians ordered selling food that is causing brain cancer. Oh, yeah. I remember this one.
My name is Jim Turner. I'm an attorney in Washington, D.C., and I've been working on stopping aspartame NutraSweet since 1970. This product is a dangerous product made up of 3 neurotoxins, any one of which could cause you health problems. Combined, it's really dangerous. The most interesting thing, however, is it's on the market because of politics. When we started attacking NutraSweet back in 1970, we were able to actually keep it off the market for 11 years until 1981. And we had a public board of inquiry convened by the FDA which ruled that it should not be marketed. The data showed it was likely to be a cancer-causing chemical. This was in 1980. 1 month after that board ruled, Ronald Reagan was elected president, and Donald Rumsfeld, the president of the company that made NutraSweet, that made aspartame, was on the transition team and arranged for a particular person to be made commissioner of the FDA, who overruled the public board of inquiry, overruled all scientists at the FDA who had looked at it, and overruled the public board of inquiry who were outside scientists. So we have here the combination of political toxicity and biological toxicity.
Ooh. Yeah, some of us have known about aspartame for years. It's not good, okay? And artificial sweeteners. Look, I don't think sugar's as bad as they say it is. What the problem is the sweeteners they put in things are not sugar. They're not cane sugar. They're from beets. They're from corn, what do you call it? The corn syrup. Then you got the artificial sweeteners, and they all cause health decline. So that's why you're better off making your food from scratch, having your meat and your fresh vegetables and cooking a meal, not getting stuff out of a box that comes from a supermarket, because more than likely they're going to have these things in them. So you're best off buying straight out meat and vegetables and eating that way. Layla said everything will change one night when you go to bed and wake up. Things will be different. I hope so. Look, it's more hope that I'm sharing these things than anything. Okay, Clown World again. Okay, let's have a look. Insane.
What are your pronouns?
My
pronouns are they, them. I've actually got them tattooed on my neck. Why? Show the world. Be visual, be queer, activism. What are your pronouns?
She, her. I don't have any.
You don't have any?
What's the pronoun? I'm a girl.
Why?
Because I have boobs.
What are your pronouns?
My pronouns are they, them.
Why?
I just don't identify with any one specific gender. I feel like it's more complicated than just a straight binary.
What are your pronouns? My pronouns are they, them. I've actually got them tattooed on my neck. Why? Show the world. Be visual, be queer, activism. What are your pronouns?
She, her. I don't have any.
You don't have any?
What's the pronoun?
Okay, we're going over it twice for some reason. That was really loud. Sorry, guys. Shh. Oh my goodness. This would work better if the host just asked, what antipsychotics are you in your medicine cabinet that you are not taking as prescribed? I don't know, antipsychotics aren't good either. Do you know antidepressants and antipsychotics? Read what the side effects are. Antidepressants can cause suicidal tendencies, and antipsychotics can cause psychosis, and so can antidepressants, actually. You're better off working on how to make yourself happy rather than relying on any medication that these pharma industry has put forward. Try and get yourself happy with yourself, you know. The Raging Patriot said the 100% preventable cause of an Ohio train derailment revealed, and it directly contradicts with Pete Buttigieg's claims. I think have I read that? No. I'm pretty sure it was one of the wheels was starting to burn or something. Whatever. I don't know if they're called wheels on a train. Okay. Well, actually confirms the electronically controlled pneumatic brakes deregulator would have helped. No, they wouldn't have. It was an overheated wheel bearing. That's what happens. It was detected moments before the train went off the tracks. I don't even know if I believe that anymore. And I'm pretty sure I've read that, yes, I have. We're at the end of the news. Thank God for that, eh? Oh, but I really do think we're so close because of what's going on right now. It seems to be ramping up. The intensity is ramping up. So, okay, I'm at the top of the comments as far as I can go, which I didn't stick my comments back to the beginning, so they've just rolled on and now I can't go back very far. Susie said, "Hey, going, Susie. Hi, guys. Didn't see you alive. How's your Tuesday going?" It's good. It's actually Wednesday morning here in Australia, so I've got to get up and get ready for the day and go and do things. But I thought I'd come live first because I didn't do a video yesterday. I was babysitting and was too tired when I got home. And, yeah, so I thought I'd jump on a live this morning and just try and catch up with you guys. I will be babysitting again tomorrow, so I won't be here tomorrow, but I might try and do a video tomorrow night, and then I'll try and jump on Friday. Hang on, am I there Friday or here Friday? Hang on, I've got to work out the days, because they change. Hey, Lanazi, how you going? Watch a channel called Squirrel on YouTube. Wow, the stuff she found out. Oh, my God. Dealey said, Lanazi, I've been following the Ohio story too, just keeps getting worse. Susie said, anyone watching the Murdo trial? No. Oh, that was the guy from, is that the January 6th guy? Let me know. Faith said, Lanazi, I figured there'd be a land grab there. It's even happening in my area. You don't say, said ChatGPT will soon fix the call centre language issues. Oh dear. Hey, King Snurgle Gurgleson, how you going? Everyone's saying hello. Faith said farms in particular. Alex said nothing to do with the jab. Nothing is to do with the jab. Yeah, exactly. That's what they say. They're just, no, nothing to do with that. Everything is something else's fault, you know? Or someone else's fault. King Snurgle said, breathing now causes heart attacks and blood clots. Stop breathing. It creates excess carbon dioxide. That's what I used to say about all the people who were bang on for climate change. I was, stop breathing then. You're releasing carbon dioxide. Stop breathing. That's what they want. Susie said, our operators, tech people seem to be from Bangalore, India, here. Well, we get the Philippines, India. We get them from all round. And some you just can't, there's no point. I'm sure that's what they want. Oh dear. Oh, I said I'm in England being noisy. Alex said, people have started dying in my sister's village, and her neighbour who is jabbed to the eyeball said, oh, I don't know why everyone's suddenly dropping dead. It's like the village is cursed. I can smell toast. It's making me hungry. Alex said, some people will never see what's right in front of their eyes. Definitely. Squirrel Tribe on YouTube, said Lanazi. Cool. Danny, how you going? A horrific sight. Yep, you don't say, is looking a bit ill there. Susie said, that guy looks like a sausage roll with a wig on. I don't even know what we were looking at half the time, honestly. It's like nothing's making sense anymore, at all. King Snurgle said, Alex, and to think most villages used to have one village idiot. Now you can hardly find a single village unbrain damaged. Isa said it was a demonstration in Germany, but they don't report about it. We are afraid here in Europe. Yeah, because, look, everything's being pushed so far that's why I keep thinking it's going to turn. Faye said, Lanazi, I've seen her. She's good, I think, anyway. Lanazi said, Delia, I love a channel. Great, honest info. Delia said, Lanazi, yes, Michelle asked the same questions I asked. She dives deep. Lol. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to do that for ages. Just trying to keep up with the news and then being busy is, it's hard to do deep dives anymore. Alex said, exactly, King Snurgle, the Viking, more brain-dead zombies everywhere. Judy Ridley said, and his wife took off. Yeah. Fetterman's wife just took off. Wonder why. Susie said, anyone following the Murdo trial, how many people do they reckon he actually killed? Is it 4? Wife, son, housekeeper, and 19-year-old. Oh, so it's not what I thought it was. It's a different trial. Starchild said that drag queen looks like the goddess of Kali Yuga. Kale's in front of CERN. Oh, Kelly's in front of CERN. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Dealey said, Susie, yep, 4 victims sounds right. Okay, I haven't even heard of that trial. Alex said, I've not heard anything about that, Susie. I just looked it up. We'll check it out later. Lanazi said, praise God means more people are waking up looking for the truth. Isa says, sorry, have to stand up early. My horse has a vet appointment. Best wishes from AT. Good on ya. Yep, go look after the horse. I said, on the Lord's calendar in the heavens, we are still in 2022. On man's calendar, we're in 2023. The Lord is always right. Nuclear war will start before it turns to 2023 on the Lord's calendar that I know. King Snurgle said, Lanazi, I'm no longer sure about that. I think more people would welcome World War III nuclear Armageddon rather than accept they were all damaged by the jab. Faye said, holy shit. Daddy said, heaven sent about DeSantis. I heard rumours he's a Freemason, then I saw him do that handshake, and among the many lessons of my 8 years of deep diving is that Freemasonry is evil. Yeah, it could be. Look, but I do agree with what he is doing for Florida right now. Okay, and I do think that they are trying to divide. They could have said the same thing about Trump and the, what do you call it, Knights of the Golden Dawn. If you believe it, I don't know. And information at the moment, real information, is really, really hard to find on the internet. So I think a lot of stuff will be, well, I don't know, honestly. I can't really say anything about it because I just don't know, Danny. So there you go. You do your own research and you will come to your own conclusion. At the moment, I agree with what he's doing. King Snurgle said that happened to a plane I was on once, didn't fly for another 15 years afterwards. I couldn't imagine being on that plane. Like getting flipped this way and that way, and oh my goodness. Talk about turning your stomach. Lanazi said, I'll wait for God to show me the truth of who's who. Don't know who's playing a part, wearing a mask, nothing. I'll wait. Yeah, that's exactly how I'm viewing it. Because they did say also disinformation necessary. We don't know. Susie said, Dealey, do you know why, if he has so much money, why he was pulling insurance scams? Was it for the thrill? It was his arrogant undoing. Alex said, blimey, the plane. Oh, the turkey's knocking, I think. Is that my little friend? I can't see him. Reality Seer said simulation. That's what it feels like. And this all feels like BS. The whole lot. Lanazi said, King Snurgle, think positive, not negative. We create by our thoughts as well. Faith said, Eastern Airlines was still around the last I flew. No thanks. Captain Whippersnapper, how you going? Dealey, how you going? I don't know if I said hello, Dealey, but I'll say it again. Fauci is responsible for the death of nearly 500 orphans in New York who failed HIV studies. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Alex said, it does feel like a video game sometimes. I really, honestly just think this is... We're better off just viewing it and not reacting emotionally or anything, really, because I do believe we're watching a movie. Nicey, hey, you going, Nicey Glover? Said, hey, beautiful people. Nisi. Oh, Nisi. Sorry, from stormy, crazy weather, Columbia, SC. It's Nisi. I'm sorry, I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Faith said, saw this video, love it. Thumbs it up, peeps, says Denny. D-Lee said, Alex, remember when the news showed fighting scene and was a video game? Yeah, exactly. Well, half of their war footage is that too, isn't it? Alex said, Fauci's no better than Mengele. They're all sick. Lanazi said, I love Rosie, lol. Susie said, Garuda is the... That's it, Garuda is the Indonesian airline. I think Garuda is a mythical creature like a griffin. There you go. Definitely. King Snowball said she had to have some balls to wear that outfit. Alex said, yes, I do, Dele. I think it was the Ghost of Kiev or something like... Yes, it was. Yeah, they think we're stupid. Exactly, Alex. King Snurgle said the demon that possessed Fetterman couldn't put up with the smell and the active brain damage, so obviously decided to clear off. D. Lee said, can anyone imagine being that friend saying you look great and letting your mate leave the house looking like that? And Rutchkin said they're sick. Alex said, what a load of old bullocks, it's all gaslighting. Yeah, exactly. And Faith said, what's up with his nose? Captain Whippersnapper said, unfortunately these people don't call each other by names and only worry about genders. It's weird. Yeah, well, in one of them, they were going gender, gender, gender so much that all I heard was gender, gender, gender. I tune out now, actually, when I'm listening to them. I kind of tune... that it's just word salad. Doesn't mean anything anymore. You don't say, said they, them are sick. Yeah, imagine tattooing they or them on across your neck. Susie said that was public service announcement for Baphomet. D. Lee said, Faith, it's Michael Jackson's clip-on nose. Hey, Missy T, how you going? Faith said, D. Lee, interesting and makes sense. Susie said they're now conscripting 16-year-olds in Ukraine. Yeah, 16-year-old girls too. Yep. What's going to happen? It's pretty much what Biden said. He's conscripting, oh, not 16, but 20-year-olds. I don't think it matters whether you're male or female. So here goes half of these trans people. They're off too. Doesn't matter. They're not going to get out of being drafted. Maybe that's what we're being shown. Maybe that's what they're being shown. That regardless of what you do to yourself, you're not going to get out of being drafted. You're going to have to go anyway. But I wouldn't let my child go, because my child's normal. Let all them go and fight. Susie said, oh, that's just great, Snurgle. They can selfie their enemies to death. Yeah, that would be right. They would be selfieing their enemies to death. Or trying to live stream like that girl who was trying to live stream her fitness journey and didn't want the old man sitting on the chair, which is a park bench, which anyone's allowed to sit on. And if you don't like it, you move the camera. It's not that hard to do. Alex has got little Trump emojis with China written on there. Susie said, oh, that's just great, Snurgle. They can say, oh, yeah, I read that one. Hey, JJ Willow, how you going? Missy T said she'll flip, lol. D-Lee said there are jobs only a man can do. There are. And you need men. And women should appreciate men. And men should appreciate women, not try and emulate them. Not all men. I know most men are good men. It's just these few weirdos that are trying to emulate women that will never happen. And like I said, if they still have their parts, they are not a female. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it hurts your little feelings, but it does not make you a woman. Okay? Even if you did have the operation, you're still not a woman. That would be painful. Oh. And most of them don't have the operation. Even the ones that say they have, I would question. They're trying to get kids to do it. Captain Whippersnapper said feminism is just a offshoot of communism. Well, it is. The way it's gone, it is. Missy T said, yes, put the bin out, lol. Alex said, some people think those dolls are real people. D. Lee said, trauma from having everything. Yeah, like what trauma has Prince Harry had? Okay, his mum passed away, that is a trauma. But, seriously? Prince Henry, I don't know which one it is anymore. Because I don't pay attention to him. I don't even like him. I don't care. Missy T said he's given me PTSD. JJ Willow said, Prince Harry has no idea about real life. He doesn't. He's been pampered his whole life. If he hasn't been abused, that is. King Snurgle said, Missy T, my missus can't even work out how to use the washing machine. Good job I'm domesticated, otherwise my skivvies would be global health hazard. JJ Willow said, rich people problems. Yes, first world problems, you know, for the elite. God. Alex said, I'm sick of hearing rich people moaning like when Sam Smith was crying because he was locked in his mansion. Now look at him. Yeah. He come out all right. He come out of the mansion in a big way. Missy T said dementia. Susie said they work very hard to destroy, firstly, everything to do with male energy, then the family, and now the sacred feminine. This is how they've taken advantage. We must take it back. Exactly. Exactly. JJ Willer said, D. Lee, I have never understood anything Biden says ever. Well, he's getting worse. It's hard. It's getting harder and harder to understand him. And by the way, if I happen to slur while I'm talking, I swear to God, I don't drink, so I'm not drunk. I do it because of YouTube. Hopefully they don't know what I'm saying when I do it, but you guys will, hopefully, know what I'm saying. D-Lee said, JJ, me neither. That's why I asked if that was Biden speaking. JJ said, I know, instead of the draft, just start sending those kids and young adults that are destroying everything and attacking people for no reason. Exactly, that'll wake them up pretty quickly. Half of them won't be worried about their gender anymore. King Snurgle said he put the useless youth through the cement mixer. Fantastic idea. Alex said, yes, Susie, can't watch him, and if he comes on the radio, I have to turn it off immediately. He's disgusting. Ruff said there's another chemical spill in the US, hydrochloride acid into the creeks. Oh, no. Reality Seer said the meat grinder said it was low on men and weapons. Oh, the war grinder, yep, the meat grinder. Yeah, so they're going to start hitting up 20-year-olds to go to war. Great. D. Lee said Sam Smith is that the funny-looking guy who now wants to be a fisher them. Missy T said he's got dementia. That's how a lot of people with dementia speak, mumbling. There you go. Out to lunch said Illuminati bot says a lot of truths. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Very interesting to follow on Twitter. Because things that we've forgotten about from the past, they bring up. And it's interesting to go over it again, you know. Denny said, yeah, D-Lee, yep, that's the nutter. And D-Lee said, out to lunch, you made it. Yeah, out to lunch. Donna loves Fred and Fred loves Donna. Emma likes flowers, said, let's go Brandon. Hi all, how you going, Emma? Missy T says, does anyone know where I can find the Biden movie? Where did I watch it? On some obscure website. I can't remember. It was months ago I watched that. All I could do, I don't even know. I can't even remember where I watched it. Hang on. My Son Hunter. Hang on. Oh, you got to buy it there. I watched it for free. Where did I watch it for free? Available now on Rumble. My Son Hunter. Apparently it's on Rumble. Hang on, let me see. Whoa. Do you have to pay for it? Hang on. That's only 2 minutes 21. That's not the full movie. I don't know, but I'd look on all the video platforms like Odysee, Bitchute, Rumble for My Son Hunter. I can't remember where I watched it. Honestly don't know. You'd have to do a good like search and keep going past. I don't know. All I can see is trailers for it. And I can't remember where I watched it. But I watched it for free. On some obscure website. And now I can't find it. At all. I swear I didn't go that far to find it either. I wonder if it's been taken down from the internet, like, unless you pay for it. I can't even find it anymore. Sorry, Missy, I can't help you there. I can't even find it. Okay, Captain Whippersnapper said Biden graduated near the bottom of his graduating class is a joke like Harris and the American people. Yep. Alex said he's the one who was wearing that stupid black PVC puffy suit the other week, Dealey. Susie said he really is, Alex. Remember when he first came on the scene, he said he was bullied because he was fat, then he had surgery. He's always moaning. Out to lunch said, the puffy suit dude. Emma said her upside-down cross-wearing daughter. Yes. Out to lunch said, I've not had a beer for so long. 3 kicked my ass. I couldn't drink half a case and not feel drunk. Yeah, I only have to have a sip and I already feel, whoa, don't like this. A sip of any alcohol, doesn't matter what it is. It spins my head. I don't like it. King Snurgle said the whole Masonic interview is well worth listening to. Yes. Susie said Chelsea Clinton is Webster Hubbell's daughter. That's it. Spitting unfortunate image of him, especially the mouth. Yes. Does not look like Bill Clinton at all. Out to lunch said Satanists. Susie said it's a false light. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, put a light on their secrets and see how well they fare. That's what I'd like to. Like, expose it all. And let's see how well they fare with all their secrets exposed. Lucifer was the light bearer, wasn't he? Missy T said the low levelers they don't know. They don't know until they get there. Alex said then he goes and dresses like a pork loin. Susie, maybe they're doing that humiliation thing on him. He went straight to #1 in UK with a demonic song. Then had a song where he is urinated on. Oh my goodness. Out to lunch said, what a library. Alex said those music videos are shown to children. Carl said, I'm very behind. The plane is landing. Is a flight sim not real? Are you sure? It could be. Like, seriously, everything we're watching is BS. I mean, seriously. Missy T said terrible. Susie said, oh, Alex, that's horrid, cringy and vomitous, defo ritual. Alex said, I can't watch or listen to him. Susie makes me want to puke. Emma said, got to be careful what you do because you got to live with forever afterwards. Danny said, remember watching that video too, Hev? And yes, it was an older guy who followed after Lucifer in the name of his allegiance to Freemasonry and no belief knowledge of the Bible. Exactly. Exactly. Missy T said it happens so much. Emma said, I'm pretty sure I was just doing my job isn't going to cut it at the pearly gates. Yeah, exactly. And John Miller, how you going? John said, what the? Out to lunch said, I might have to call this police station, tell them how I feel. Oh, yeah, I would be contacting them going, how dare you? What have you done? And this is not on. The public aren't going to stand for this. You don't say, said it wasn't Hitler that loaded the J's into the oven, it was the police state. Yep. Out to lunch said hospital too. Yeah, exactly. The hospital and the police. They both killed that lady. Alex said, why are these people in the caring profession? This goes on and on and on. These people don't care. Monsters, R.I.P. that poor woman. I said, too much evil going on this planet, but not for very much longer. Yep, I agree. Missy T said, pitch a tent up, lol. Madam Medusa said, I think that's satire, fake vid. Could be. Faye said, probably a UPMC hosts United Parasites Meat Centre. Alex said, these people are so entitled. Oh, United Parasites Meat Centre, you meant? Yep. Out to lunch said she can move the camera. What a twitch. She just wants what she wants now. Yeah, it's in the entitled generation. Emma says both people are entitled to us. Madam Medusa said out to lunch. It's fake. Missy T said someone take him a pack up, lol. Susie said if the woman was homeless, then I totally believe she was treated by police that way. No one, especially a hospital, wants to be responsible for them. Disgusting. That's terrible. That was just a terrible thing to see. But, you know, we're watching a movie. I don't know. Dealey said, when I was a kid, my generation had so much more respect for our elders. Definitely. I said, Gender 2030 is playing out now. Things are happening, God's wrath and vengeance, a.k.a. the Great Tribulation judgments. Very, very soon, the people on this planet wake up before it's too late, for fuck's sake. Out to lunch said, fake. Oh, okay, maybe. I think a lot of it is. A lot of stuff we're seeing could be fake. Alex said, I said that to my sister yesterday. Eyes to hear Agenda 21 is well underway. Oh, yeah, Agenda 21, yep. Yeah, Pink is one of them. Susie, yep. JJ said, okay, I've had enough of Biden. Ick. Yeah, it's hard to listen to him, and it's just as hard to listen to these trans people. Honestly, I tune out now. Out to lunch said, I'm a shite person and my parents love me, and Donna and children too. Susie said, Pelosi looks like she was dragged out of a hedge backwards. She looked really bad, didn't she? Really worse for wear there. I think they're worried. I think they're panicking. Let's hope they are. King Snurgle said she definitely ran low on adrenochrome ice cream in her $30,000 refrigerator. Definitely. Captain Whippersnapper said Biden works for a secret society known as the British Crown, same as Obama, as enemy attorneys, aka Bar Association. And Dealey said Pelosi did look bad. Alex said, thankfully my family are awake, although not fully. Yeah, mine are sort of, not fully awake. It scares them. They don't want to know. And I said, well, I'm thinking, well, you're going to be scared really badly soon. You're not going to be able to avoid it, but it's up to them. Susan said, hi, Faithy. And Danny said, Michael Knowles is absolutely correct. I said, Alex, God bless you, honey bunny. Captain Whippersnapper said Obama was just British installation, Manchurian fraud. Yep, I remember hearing about that, yep. I said, I'm going back to England back soon. Dealey said, people who speak with their hands say a lot quietly. Daddy said, do you want to play transgender? You do it in your home, period. That's what I think. Not out in the street, not in a supermarket where kids are going to, not anywhere where children are going to see you. They don't need to see that. I couldn't imagine how confusing it would be. Sherry said, oh no, I'm late. Yeah, it was a surprise live this morning. I sort of just jumped on. I meant to schedule it, and then I got sidetracked and didn't schedule it, and then just went, okay, I'm going Surprise live today. Captain Whippersnapper said Bar Association lost its special titles when they allowed a member that could not define a woman according to the, what is it, Beauvais Law Dictionary. Dealey said, you're always right on time here, Sherry. Alex said they want to brush COVID under the carpet, ready for the next big one Billy Goat promised us. I think it's fake. I think the next one's going to be the same as the last one. They're going to just try, and I'm not listening. So the boy who cried wolf, they do it too much. Captain Whippersnapper said Bar Association responsible for making jabs mandatory. That counts as treason and serious crimes against humanity. Yep. Susie said feminism was a construct from the other side so they could roll out the idea of abortion as a choice for progressive women. Dealey said since 1970, proof they don't plan to do their job. There you go. Alex said that's because the justice system is corrupt just like everything else. They always get their own people in to cover their tracks. Yep. Missy T said even ants won't touch it. Yeah. All that stuff, all that like fake sugars. I don't believe sugar in itself is necessarily bad for you in moderation. Not like we eat them in chocolates and things like that, but in moderation. But yeah, I believe the sweeteners that they use are not pure cane sugar. Alex said horrid stuff. Josie said I agree with you. Susie said raw honey is the best. Yes. Missy T said mine is P and off. Yes, my pronouns are P off. That's it. Where was I up to? Okay, it's jumped again, so I'm just gonna... where am I? Whoa, oh, my stomach's gone berserk again. Okay, I'm just gonna have to start from here. LA Juggernaut said the Biden draft story is AI generated. Fake story per MSM, lol. That AI spoke far too clearly to be the real Biden anyway. Well, it was clear compared to the other stuff, wasn't it? Emma said, Virginia, I'm with you on old one-eyed Gavin. Susie said, what do you guys think of Eddie Izzard saying he's an action transgender with equal boy genetics and girl genetics? Looks like Angela Merkel in drag. Menacing Muskrat said, oh, thank you guys and girls. I appreciate that much, Muskrat love. Simone said, hey, Alex and all of you wonderful Hevites. Virginia said, I'd say trust no one but God because 90% in DC are dirty. Yep. MJ said, Izzard rhymes with lizard, you know, caution, toxic. Emma said, La Jugger Biden always looks like a robot. He does. Hey, Wheezy, how you going? Menacing Muskrat said, thumbs up, folks, thank you. Sherry said, DeSantis is Harvard, man. That's skull and bones territory like the Bushes. Alex said, they defo have something planned, Simone. We just have to try and stay a few steps ahead. We can see it coming. MJ said he walks like a robot and his legs are sticks. Yeah, exactly. I said, Alex, the wrath of God is tsunamis coming across the planet in the south of England, the coast. The Lord's going to wipe out the south coast, part of his wrath. I can smell food cooking, man. I'm getting real hungry. I could smell toast before, and then just then I swear I smell onions and steak, although I don't think anyone's cooking anything. Maybe it's me. I'm smelling things now. Okay, Menacing Muskrat said, Alex, what's the square box behind our names? What's square box? Simone said, Alex, I'm with eyes, RE Rapture soon. Pat saw a clip showing the White House is really a movie set. Yes. Emma said, MJ, it's terrifying watching Biden walk. Missy T said, thank you, Hev. And Weezy said, holla, Missy. Dealey said, I was wondering that too, Muskrat. Emma said, Biden is the one-man alien invasion. He is like that, isn't he? MJ said, looks like a white hat. Weezy said, great upload, hun. I didn't know, Alex said, I didn't know he said that, but what an idiot. I've never liked Eddie Izzard and Angela Merkel, Susie. Where are we? I said, Alex, and London is going to be nuked by 2 ICBMs, massive nuclear missiles from Russia on Yahweh's order. There will be nothing left of London, literally. Security services in London know it's coming. I'm also hearing a lot of, like not just Russia and that, but a lot of our military are moving around, a lot of stuff around at the moment. So, see what happens. Selena said, wow, caught you on, I'm late. Yeah, it was a surprise live this morning. Yeah, Wheezy, it's good to see your copyright was overturned. Sean Atwood has been throwing copyrights at What Is Truth podcast. And he's had Wheezy's channel taken down, one of his channels taken down, at least one. And he's been trying ever since to get others taken down. And, yeah. So Sean Atwood loves censorship. He loves anyone who just is critical of what he does or says. He likes to punish them for it. MJ said, yeah, I'm a lightweight too. Weezy said, drink one of my infamous 9.2 beers. I couldn't. Oh, no way in the world, Weezy. No way in the world. One sip and I'd probably be in bed sleeping. Or throwing up, one of the two. Captain Whippersnapper said, watch out for your secret police that do not belong in your country. They're operating psyops and are not friendly. I agree with that. Well, we're getting our first 500 from Saudi Arabia. Our first foreign police force. Great. Emma says, someone I know was in a minor car accident and needed stitches. He was sent home because he wasn't jabbed. He was able to stop the bleeding, thankfully, but he's going to have a hell of a scar. That's insane. They need to be held accountable. Pat said, we never used to put our elderly in nursing homes ever. No, we didn't. You used to keep them at home and look after them until they passed. My mum's mum did it. She looked after their father until he passed in the home. And when he couldn't walk anymore to go to the toilet or anything, they moved him close enough to a room close enough to it. And I think they put him downstairs. He was upstairs at first, and they put him downstairs after a while because he wasn't able to get in and out easy, and they needed to, move him around themselves. Captain Whippersnapper said any cities in the US have been fractured with separate Sharia facets and 2 CCP stations, with one in New York City already identified. Yeah, we've got them here in Sydney as well. A CCP police station. Lanazi said everything has been fake for years and we all fell for it till we woke up, praise God. Yeah, I'm looking at it all now. It's like a movie. And parts of it I'm tuning out to. Like these gender people and... Emma said, hey, Captain, yep, I've seen these police in Melbourne, all black uniforms. MJ said, I was doing some research about Ohio, waterways, stuff like that. There's a place called Put-in Bay, Ohio. It's beautiful with really beautiful lighthouse. Weird, I've never heard of it. Wow. Simone said, Pat, they made everything so expensive that both adults had to go out to work, stopping us caring from our families. Yep, they did. Lovebug said, welcome to hell on earth. Alex said, oh my goodness, Emma, that's horrible. I'm glad he was able to stop the bleeding. Glad he's okay. These so-called doctors really don't care. We need to look after ourselves. Yeah. And Todd said, g'day to you, Hev. So I live in Oregon and I had my Jeep Wrangler stolen this Saturday morning at 2 a.m. I have it on video. He's lucky I wasn't home. Not yours. Leave it alone, people. Second Amendment. I agree, Todd. Jeez. Good you got it on video. Hopefully they do something about it. Emma said, what's the point of having hospitals if half of us aren't allowed in them, or medicine that we can't afford? Exactly. Hey, David, how you going? She should have went to the firehouse. They would have looked at her. Yeah, even maybe a vet. I don't know. I don't know about vets either. I'm sort of on, but I don't know. Okay, my chat just skipped again. Okay. MJ said, Simone, love that name. They did it to take away our grandparents' great aunties, uncles, delete elders. I said, Alex, I love our close-knit family on here. What do you think? I do too. I love you guys. You guys are the greatest. Out to lunch, said Pat, there was an explosion of nursing homes in the 80s and a lot of politicians were shareholders because of some new law, some kind of like some insider business deals. And they don't treat them well. There are good nurses in there, but there are really bad ones too, and I would not want my parents going anywhere near an old person's home. Emma said, Alex, I'm shit scared of hospitals and doctors right now. Pat said 15-minute cities means you have to have passes to travel to another city during the next pandemic. Danny said, heaven sent, it's not even about the children. Several times I've run across transgenders has been truly disturbing, including a guy around 25 pretending, to be a chicken ranting at a pharmacist. Because they've got problems. Alex said, hey Todd, sorry to hear about your Jeep. Hope you get it back. Yeah. Out to lunch, said Pat, same as prison, 15-minute cities, that is. Yep. That's just a prison, an open air one. Menacing Muskrat said, yes, eyes to see, we have a wonderful family. Eyes said, your final warning, CIA and FBI, because you agents will never see the light of day again. You've been warned. I never mince my words. TikTok. Todd said, thanks, Alex. Bad karma for that, dude. I hope so, yeah. It's good that you got the footage, though. It really is really good. Alex said, I don't like them either. Obviously, they're still good ones, but they're few and far between these days. They all sold out. Yep. Emma Likes Flowers says, MJ, since the 60s, they've been telling kids don't trust anyone over 30. It's to deliberately keep the generations apart so they can't share knowledge of life experience. I remember when I was young, a teenager, and they said, your parents don't know. They didn't grow up in this time. Well, the times are the same pretty much, but they're just inventing new things to hit us with, I think. MJ said, oh no, we're losing her. Susie said 35 likes but 72 watching. Menacing Muskrat said Captain and Tennille. Mouse of Doom said 11 a.m. here, time for morning tea. Yes, it's 11:15 now. So I'm about 15 minutes behind in the comments. Lanazi said Biden scoots, lol, not walk. John said, funny I'm eating Pizza Hut meat lovers cheese on top of meat with 6 honey barbecue wings, yum. I could probably smell it through the computer. I can smell something, some food. It's making me hungry. Oh dear. Lanazi said, I made tomato and basil pasta with bread and butter. Oh, yum. Danny said, Tony Tennille. Susan said, so Elon's real name... Is Elon's real name Elon Muskrat? MJ said, John, shush, we'll lose her. I said, the White House is green screen CGI in Hollywood, I think, but the real White House is unavailable, lol. Danny said, Tony Tennille and Darrell Dragon. 1980 Bullock said, it's been so long since I've caught alive. Missed this gang of amazing people. Moved halfway across the country, Ontario to New Brunswick, and loving it. Blessings to all. Missed you a bunch. Have you too, 1980 Bullocks? Good to see ya. Alex said, sorry, Muskrat, I missed that comment. I don't know what you mean by square box. We have new member cap emojis. Do you use light or dark mode on YouTube? Emma Likes Flowers said, Missy T's bringing out the bacon. Out. Oh, I jumped again. Oh, goodness, how far did I jump? Out to lunch, said I seen them in Nashville at the theme park. Can't remember the name of it. Opry Land in Nashville? Opry Land? Or Opry... I don't know how to say that. Out to lunch, that I did remember. Liza said Jack Daniels on the rocks. Oh, I can't even. I can't. Oh. And Wheezy said, come on, Hev, just one. You want me to really drink on screen one day? It'll be a disaster. Oh, out to lunch said cheap date. Bill Cosby would love you. Oh no. Missy T said buddy time. MJ said Captain and Tennille. His eyes scared me badly. His eyes were freaky. Danny said, out to lunch. Oh my gosh, I saw them too. Captain Tennille in concert. 77, 78. Oh, and in 1974, I saw the Carpenters at the Hollywood Bowl. Alex said, do you mean next to your name, Muskrat? Yeah, if it's a box, it's probably the little caps. I changed the little things for members, and now they got little emojis and little caps and things. Missy T said distractions. I said, Hev, did I hear you right? You have CC Police Station in Australia. How evil. Yep. In Sydney. Susie said, and then I'm sure there's some in Melbourne too, because they love, I mean, Daniel Andrews loves the CCP. Susie said, and then when your elderly loved ones passed, you laid them out in the living room and had 3 days send-off for them. Missy T said, all homes should have CCTV. Wheezy said, I have CCTV of Sean Atwood. Menacing Muskrat said, a friend was having a very rough night. He got himself to the hospital, and they said there were no beds, so he took a box of Kleenex and laid on the floor. Fair enough. And Wheezy showing us watermelons. Alex, oh, shivers, it jumped again. Alex said, I think it's probably the border of the new baseball cap emoji. I use dark mode, so I can't see it. That's the only thing I can think of, Muskrat. See if it goes on dark mode. Dealey said, I had Captain and Tennille Barbie dolls as a kid. And Mr. T's throwing little watermelons up too. That's because Sean Atwood tried to prove he was on the second or third floor of this, because when you're seen out his balcony, because you know when Kelly Diamond threatened to commit suicide by jumping over the balcony? Yeah, that one. Everyone looked and said, she wouldn't have really hurt herself too much. It's not that far to the ground. So what it looked like was Sean went up to one of his neighbours' places and dropped a watermelon or some sort of melon off the balcony, and it splattered on the ground. And he said, see, that's what would have happened to her. And it's like, oh, come on, mate. Pull the other one, will ya? Okay. Menacing Muskrat said, Alex, thank you. I can see that now. Lol had me going. Alex said, no worries, Muskrat. Reality Seer said, Satan does everything to divide. Why? Words, definitions are changed each generation, so we have difficulty communicating and the younger ones get frustrated. Yep, D-Lee, Shannon isn't here. He could be busy or he could be on shift work. King Snowball said, I spent 5 years sleeping on a couch in the living room and tending to my mother 24/7. She was completely disabled, in a hospital bed, slowly and horribly dying from the effects of swine flu shot. Oh. Alex, I used to spend hours and hours speaking to my grandparents and remember all their amazing stories. I regret not recording them when they were here. I would love to see them all now, so much wisdom. Exactly. I wish I had have recorded my grandparents too. King Snowball said, elderly care homes have been kill centres for years now. Yep. Captain Whippersnapper said, yeah, murder by proxy scenarios happening in care homes, state-sanctioned murder to sustain pensions. Watch Patriot Nurse, serious ethics lacking in the medical establishment. Wheezy said, yes, Hev, cave into peer pressure, goddammit. Oh, I don't think I can, seriously. It would be a mess. It would be funny, a funny mess. Maybe one day, we'll see what happens, eh? But it won't be one of those beers. It'll be like, I don't know, what would I drink? What did I used to drink at the end? I used to drink vodka with, they're called vodka cruisers. They come in blue, yellow, green, pink. They're like candy water. I don't even know if I could drink one now. I did drink Jim Beam until I threw up so much that I hated the taste of it. Oh, dear. That and Coke, you know, Jim Beam and Coke. Yeah, I threw up so much that I couldn't handle the taste of it anymore because I remembered what it tastes like coming back up. It might be a wine or something. I might have to try and have a wine. It'll still send me, I'm telling you. It'll still make me go, whoa. But it would be funny. Oh, Dealey said, Alex, I wish I could have recorded my grandparents too. Can't remember it all. Yeah, exactly. Dealey said Captain Whipper 100%. Danny said lol, Susie Fraser, love it. Gosh, practically every TV character has a doll, eh? I said, Hev, has that would been interfering with children? Do you know? I don't know, but he does go to schools, and it makes me wonder what he's going to schools for. He said he goes there to talk to the teenagers about not ending up in prison. I think there's another reason. The boys for one thing and the girls for something else. That's what I think. I can't prove anything, but I think there's a bit of grooming going on. Maybe the boys to sell his, drugs for him, and maybe the girls to be what his off-sider is, Jen. They work for the sexual industry, maybe that's what he's doing. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's my suspicion. And I'm allowed to have my opinion and suspicion if I want to. But I don't know for sure, Eyes, so no, I don't. Alex said, that's very lovely of you, King Snuggle. I bet your mum appreciated every single minute of your time and caring. Sorry she had to go through that. Yeah, definitely. Susie said, anything they could make money on had a doll, I think, Danny. Yeah, wasn't that the 80s and 90s that were like bringing dolls out for everything? MJ said, working in that kind of place, you see the evil. Alex said, check out A Good Death, Odysee. There you go, Belfast. Ooh. I said, anyone who hurts a baby or a child when the judgments finally come, Yahweh and Jesus will kill you all, you sickos across the planet. Be warned, because it's coming. You can run, but you can't hide. MJ said, apple jack and ginger ale, but 1 or 2. Oh. Susie said, did anyone else have the Farrah Fawcett shampoo? My older sister had it, but I got stuck with Apple Valley. Brad said, we call that alcohol poisoning. Okay, there you go. I can't drink because I'll poison myself with alcohol. Oh, dear. It was horrible. I really, I have a reaction to it now. If I drink, I'll wake up with, red dots on my eyes, like someone has got a needle and stuck it in my eyelids when I'm asleep. They're like red blood dots. It's amazing. Emma said, anatomy and physiology should be taught from day one in schools, and they can't allow us to heal ourselves. No money in that. Alex said, doctors are killing people every day via lethal injection. They did it to my granddad in 2005. I think they do it a lot with morphine. Oh, we'll just keep putting them out of their pain, we'll just keep topping it up until they eventually... That's what I was told by 2 people who were in hospital for cancer. Please get me out of here. They're giving me too much morphine. Both of them. I don't know. King Snuggle said, Alex, she was absolute trooper. She was in terrible state and never moaned or groaned even once. I warned my parents about the flu, but they never listened. Shots, yep. Simone said, Alex, they did that to my dad too. Alex said, your mum sounds like a real fighter, King Snurgle. It's a devastating shame she didn't listen to you. Sorry you had to see her like that too. Yeah, it is sad. Look, I think things are going to change anyway, and we're gonna know how to deal with things. In the meantime, I wouldn't send my kids to a public school, and I wouldn't put my kids in an old people's home. I really would worry that what they're doing, and even a hospital. Oh, I was watching something yesterday. Now, I don't know if it's true or not, because it could have been the whole hospital or it could have been this one nurse. I don't know if anyone watches Stephanie Harlow, the crime thing that she has. But I've watched it the last week or so, and there was one about a UK nurse who was harming babies in the early, when they're premature babies, and when they had problems, and there seemed to always be a problem when this one nurse went in. Now I could look at this both ways. Could be the whole hospital, and they're just scapegoating one person. I don't know, because you know what mainstream media are like. They're going to report on something, and it may in fact be cover up for something else. So I don't know. MJ said, yep, Steph, yep. So have you seen the recent ones, which are, what are they called? I'm just looking it up. There you go. Lucy Letby, helpful nurse or hurtful monster? I don't know, has anyone heard of Lucy Letby? But I don't know, honestly, that could go both ways for me. It could be the hospital or it could be that one nurse, I don't know. I said, Hev's doctors and nurses across the planet, including the NHS in England, have been murdering patients for decades, but they don't release. They are all going to burn in the lake of fire. You reap what you sow. Definitely. I believe it's coming. It's just a matter of when, and we don't know when. But things are starting to turn real slowly, but they are starting to turn. And I know I've had it up to here. I've had it up to here for ages. MJ said she talked about a lot of historical orphan transfer in Australia and to New Orleans, even a serial killer from Worcester. Susie said, I remember now the Tony Tennille doll with a sailor dress and huge teeth. She was even too tall for Ken. She could only date Stretch Armstrong. Oh, goodness. Well, with that, guys, I'm going to go. I seriously have to go and eat. And if I do have a drink on camera, it's going to have to be at night, so your morning or whatever, because I will not be able to do it in the morning at all. It'll wreck my whole day. Darren said, oh, Hev, you caught me out. Hi, everyone. I'm just about to go, Darren. I'm sorry. Alex said, that's the disgusting thing about it. So many people are coaxed into taking medicines they simply do not need. The human body is amazing and can heal itself. Yep, we just need to know how. Anyway, guys, with that, I'm going to go. I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And the worm will turn indeed. Most appreciated, Hev. Okay, cool. So I'll catch up with you. I don't know. I'll make a video tomorrow night, possibly. And then maybe do a live on Friday. I don't know. We'll see how we go anyway, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you soon anyway. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change. Been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and go all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows. And we're all going life, still nobody knows. But I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago. But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays. Way back a year ago.